It's going to get that information in front of your membership quicker and easier. It's going to direct them to the things you want them to see. You've put stuff on Facebook before and never had anyone come in and say, I never saw that the event was canceled, right? Because they didn't look at Facebook. Or something on your website, you got this great information out there, but you got to hope someone goes there. This app is going to get your members to go look at it, right? It's going to put it in front of them. So Blake Whitson from Oregon, Vice President in Oregon, welcome, has graciously come up here to explain this better than I can with my Gino story.
Welcome, Blake.
Although after that, I'm really glad you just asked me this question. So with this mobile app, I have to say the group that has been working on this has existed out of Oregon, Idaho, Washington, and California, and we started in March. And anyone here who has worked in any type of software development or project development, we started in March, and we're sitting in here in June about to show you a completed app ready to launch. If you want to go to the next slide. It's been developed with the support of past Rangers entrepreneur Roger True, who pulled this group together, put us on a Zoom and said, okay, figure this out and make it happen. And we have. As I mentioned, it's a team from California, Idaho, Washington, and Oregon. Right now we have 11 lodges fully built out in the app, 4 state associations. And the project was conceptualized and implemented by developers and supported with funding from the listed state associations. So that's who's made this possible so far. Want to do the next one? So I'm going to do some key features, but I'm going to also tell you all of the screenshots in here, as of about 2 hours ago, are wrong. Our developer just put out a brand new version of this, 3.7, so any of you who have the app should be able to download the update. For those who don't, we'll walk you through at the end signing up to the app, and you'll be able to see these when we do the walkthrough at the end of the slides. Some of the key features on the Grand Lodge side, because the app is built in 3 layers. There's the Grand Lodge page, there's the State Association page, and then there's your Lodge page. For the Grand Lodge, you have the ability to receive notifications from Grand Lodge. Think about when dues come up in February and March to get you paid by the 1st of April. A notification can go from Grand Lodge to every user of the app with the link to the RevoPay site, encouraging folks to pay their dues. If your lodge uses a different payment source for dues, you can set that up at your lodge level also. It has the membership marketing resources, ability to submit a membership inquiry. So if you're out with a group of friends and you're talking about the Elks or wearing your Elk shirt, someone says, how do I join? Right now, how do you sign folks up for that? You have to have a paper application with you. Or you send them to the website. With the app, you can pull out your phone, it's got the link right there, you hit the button, they can fill out a membership inquiry right there on the spot, goes right to your lodge secretary. It also has notifications for convention information and forms. Some of you have been seeing that this weekend here in Washington. The forms have been going out, there have been updates going out and notifications about various events for the convention. Same thing with National in Atlanta. There's community resources for the drug awareness and veterans programs. There's also a lodge locator that works based on your location. So right now on the Grand Lodge website, you have to put in a zip code or a location and it shows you the lodges. This works by your location. So if you've got an RV, you're out traveling, you want to know what lodges are near you, pull up your app, shows you every lodge. I think it's what, been 50,000 feet?
50,000 meters.
Or 50,000 meters is what we set it to. So it'll show you all the lodges around you. We'll also give you their contact information and how to get hold of them. Even if they're not fully built into the app, it will give you that information. Also has access to the user's local lodge and state association. So if you want to flip over to the state association. So, and I apologize, I have the screenshots from Oregon because I did not have them for Washington at the time that I put this together. So there's the ability to receive state association notifications, list of association officers and committee members. There will also be, so for Washington, you have your emails out there with your state officers and committee members. You can hit their email and send them an email right from the app. There's the ability to donate to your state major project, information about the major project and your other charitable projects. So everything can be out there, your major project, your scholarships, your vocational, everything you do can all be in the app for information. I already mentioned state convention, news and update and officer reports. The lodge locator is also accessible from the state page. We try to make this as easy as possible to get to information. Okay? And then for the local lodge. So again, notifications can be at every level. Your lodge can send a notification, the state association can, Grand Lodge can. So lodge notifications. dinner specials, events, things like that. But say you have something happen at your lodge and you have to close for the night. Yeah, you can use it to send a notification to all your members, hey, we have a water pipe break, we're closed tonight. And that goes out to everybody using the app instantly. Also has information on lodge events, dinner menus, calendar of events, and again, access to your local lodge, state association, and Grand Lodge is all built in. Next. Oh, back one. So I mentioned the notifications, and so on the notification screen over here, you can, in addition to seeing that I ordered way too much from Chipotle, that it pops up on my screen. There's the app from my lodge for our 5-day ritual that we did on Thursday, reminding our members when it is, where it was going to be. But I had multiple notifications, so I expanded them out. I got a notification from Lodge 827. I got a welcome to the app. I think there's an Oregon State level that we were testing with. So you can see all of those notifications, but then inside the app, you can also see them all listed again. Okay, next. Here's examples of the events calendar. Now, when we did this, the event calendar, you actually had to click events in the bottom center icon of your screen. There is now the ability for the events to show up right on your lodge main page. You can swipe through any event you have. The events automatically fall off when they're over. Your upcoming events just fill in right behind it. I put an example of the dinner menus, as well as the donation option for if you had a donate button on there. Ours for Oregon is linked to PayPal, but you can go through any payment source. So really with the app, one thing we got asked is, how is this not a glorified newsletter? And the one thing, if you want to think about it this way, is right now you've got your newsletter, there's elks.org, there's your state association website, lodge website, social media, all these places that members can find different information, have to go search for things. This app puts it all in the palm of your hand. Every bit of it accessible information that you can have on the go anytime you need it. Okay? So, any questions right now? Yeah?
Do you have a feature on there to retrieve forgotten passwords?
Say more about forgotten passwords, like your elks.org one, or...
I downloaded the app already on the phone. I can't remember what I set it up to be for the password.
Yeah, there's a forgot password on the sign-in screen. There's a...
New one? Because the last one did not. I couldn't find it.
Yeah, it should have. Because I had to recover mine that way.
Your bottom block said social media,
Yep.
Facebook, is that Instagram, is it linking all of that stuff?
You can link into it. Currently, we've not set up any of the demos to do that, but you can put links in there to your Facebook events, your Instagram profiles. But really, the idea of this is not to replace any of those things, it's to be a supplement with them.
But if we create those things, we can, when we update the app, it should update those other...
It will not automatically update the other platforms.
What's the app called?
My Elks.
So,
Yep, hang on, I got back there, I'll be right over there.
so quick question. If we put the lodge newsletters on that, that's supposed to be for members only, but when I just created my account, it didn't ask me for my number.
So again, the newsletter is not necessarily linked there, but it's information. So if you have an event, the idea of that is you send out your newsletter, it has events in it. But once that newsletter goes out, if you have to change something about that event, what do you do with the newsletter that's already been printed and mailed? This can have that same event in it, but you can update it and do notices through here. Again, it's not a replacement for it, it's a supplement to it. Okay, over here.
So, is there a way for the lodge website to link to the app so that we're not having to do double entry?
Yes. So on Salem's page, for example, My Lodge, our menus are all linked to our website because we put our menus on our website. So when we update the menus on our website, it automatically updates them in the app.
Can you have multiple lodges for your locations? So like if you're a member somewhere and an associate member somewhere else?
Hold that question.
Yeah, great question.
Great question. We'll get that in 1 second when I put my phone in.
So is it kind of like Facebook, as far as the page, you're going to have an editor and a manager for it, and you can only have certain people do it?
Yeah, you will need to assign someone from your lodge that would be the editor and manager for the content for your lodge. You're not restricted in who that can be. Our lodge, for example, has 3 people that have edit access. All right, any other questions? Okay, let's switch that out and We'll put these codes back up in a minute. If you scan these with your phone, allegedly it takes you to either the Google Play Store, might take you to the California Highway Department, we found that out last night, or the Apple App Store. Okay, so here is the actual app. And for the question that was asked about lodges other than your home lodge, there's still one lodge that you select as your home lodge, but right below that now is a section called Recently Visited. And you can add into that section if you are an associate member somewhere, if you've got a lodge you just go to a lot when you travel, or just like going to, that lodge will show up in your Recently Visited. So for mine, I have Pasco Valley, Ballard, New Egypt, Tri-Cities, Washington, Wallace, Idaho, because I've been in and out of all these locations. So I have a lot showing up in mine, but this will be based on wherever you have gone in. You can also click, there's a little heart icon, and you can select which ones are your favorites. Wouldn't recommend sharing that part. Again, there's the membership resources on Grand Lodge, National Convention, message from the mayor, Atlanta welcoming, registration event. We also have the convention program, which you can download. We're going to be putting in all of the session information. We just got clearance this weekend to add all of the full session information into the app, so that'll be coming probably next week. Featured news stories from Grand Lodge. A lot of these come from membership marketing committee reports, community resources with drug awareness, the Kids Zone, community investments, the National Memorial. And some of these resources are restricted to members. We can still have them linked in the app, and if you click on one of these, it will come up and ask you for your Grand Lodge elks.org login, and then you can access the material. I mentioned the lodge locator that comes up, and it's showing the nearest lodges to this location. State Association side has your active locations, which is your home lodge and Grand Lodge, since you're in the State Association. It's got your State Association news. It's got your what we do with the major projects. We put our scholarship, our Camp Meadowood, veterans. We had information from our state convention. And then on the lodge page, I mentioned that events thing. So it used to be down in the bottom, there was the events that brings up your whole calendar. And you can see in here, we color-coded ours. Dinners are coded in green. Events and entertainment are in kind of this reddish color. So that's just how we set ours up. That's fully customizable, anything in here. But instead of having members have to go into that calendar, we put a coming events section in. So the very first thing there is tonight's Friday night dinner. Next, it's also got our Friday night karaoke, our Queen of Hearts, tomorrow's Saturday night $6 dinner, our Father's Day barbecue on Sunday. Everything scrolls through here for all of our coming events. And so when we get to tomorrow, all of Friday's events will fall off, and it'll update with events further out in the future at the end of the carousel. So it's got all of our events saved in there, right there at the top of our lodge page. It's got our about information to learn more about what our lodge does and our lodge history. An example of that, we talked about linking to your website. This 125-year history of our lodge, this actually just links to our SalemElks.org website. So rather than retype and recreate the wheel, it just pulls the information from there. Our menus work the same way. Our Wednesday night dinner menu, that you can scroll through, all of this pulls from our website into the app. We've got information about our lounge, what we have going on, entertainment, our patio. We are building out a section right now about our facility rentals, and once that's done, there'll be a section here on facility rentals also. We have articles, not our whole newsletter, but we have certain articles from our newsletter, ones that are more general interest, such as officer articles, things that don't contain information that is necessarily confidential to members only. If there was something in there about a building permit vote, balloting on candidates, anything like that, we would not put that article in. But information from officers or committee chairs promoting programs in our lodge, we'll absolutely put that in. Another event section down here that kind of has some more in-depth before we got the new events. We have information on our going away party and our Father's Day, but this section has now been replaced by that one I showed you up top. So if you're wanting to sign up for the lodge, I'm gonna go ahead and log out of mine. Your email, after you download it, the first thing you want to do is put in your email. For those of you that have your phone set to autocomplete your email, do not use the autocomplete field. This is the one glitch we have not been able to find, and we've tried, our developers tried, we're still figuring this out. If you use the autofill, it puts a space at the end of your email and won't let you register. So manually, fully type out your email, and then do the register, and you'll select lodge, full name, email, phone number, and you'll choose a password. Yes?
Hey, fix that glitch, because it works just fine.
Yeah, that's working here.
Then it took 3.5 versions, and they finally fixed the email glitch.
There's another way to get around
Yeah,
that.
it did to
glitch.
me too.
That's it. Hey, there we go. Only took to version 3.7 to get it to work. Okay, question back there, I heard?
No, there's another way to get around that glitch. Just backspace the M out of com, type the N in instead of the whole word.
There we go. Just do a backspace if we need to, but apparently it's working now. So that is the My Elks mobile app. As we mentioned, right now we have 11 lodges. We are hoping as this gets rolled out and more people see it, one, we need all of you to help us, which is to get out your smartphones and go ahead and download and install that app. We need to see how many people are using it. We want you to all use it and get information, and see what you think of it. If you encounter a problem, don't be afraid to tell us about it. We need to know that so we can get it fixed. Our developers have been pretty good about responding to any email we send them just about any time we send it to them to get things fixed. And they will continue to do that as we roll this out and present it in Atlanta. Ben, anything else you want me to? So the notifications right now are set to automatically. If you go to a lodge, you will start receiving notifications from that lodge. If you go back into it in the notifications menu, if you don't want to receive them anymore, there's an option to turn them off.
They notify from the state because I've been getting them all day.
Yep.
After session.
Yeah, and they're automatic. It's automatic unless you have it set on your phone when you install the app. Sometimes your phone will ask you, do you want to receive notifications? If you tell it to no when you install the app, you're going to have to go back into your phone settings and tell your phone that you want to allow notifications.